What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Prince YouTube PS Compulsion signing in here, aka Prince Anthony. And as of late, I've been stressing myself out, so much so that my face is starting to break out. I'm starting to look ugly AF. And why is that? Because it is free agency time here on this Charlotte Hornets Mygm 2.0 series. And I actually don't know which direction I want to take this team in, because I could keep my team together, overpay for a lot of players that are free agents, because if you guys don't know, or if you didn't see the last episode, quick plug, make sure you go check it out, leave a like, leave a comment, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you missed our last episode, you guys wouldn't know that literally every single player on our roster right now are free agents except for two players, D'Angelo Russell and Miles Bridges. Jay Crowder wasn't a free agent, but we ended up trading him for a future first rounder, so I'll take that. But nonetheless, we only have two players right now on our roster currently. So the question that's really stressing me out right now, the question that's been on my mind for a while, is should I overpay for players and keep our team together? Players like Bogey, Dario Saric, Willie Hernangomez, Malik Monk that wants like a $13 million contract a year. I don't know, bro. Should I do that, or should I put all my chips on the table and go after a big name free agent, or a big name free agent? Should I go after big name free agents such as Paul George, Donovan Mitchell, players of that caliber during free agency? I don't know, but I'm gonna have to make a decision right now. So as you guys already know, it's free agency time. We're at the free agency moratorium period, and the three players that I decided to use for this first day are Paul George, my son Rudy Gobert, and Bradley Beal. You guys gave me some very helpful comments in the last video, in the last episode. So I'm pretty sure those are the three players I want to go after, since I only get 3 opportunities on day 1. And I'm pretty sure after the first day of free agency, that's when most players normally sign their deal or verbally agree to whichever deal they're going to accept. So I'm putting all my chips on the table, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm going for it. Paul George, Rudy Gobert, and then Bradley Beal in that order. Before we start giving away all of our money during free agency, I decided to clear the cap holes on the contracts of some of my players. So Dario Saric had to clear his hold. Same thing for Noah Vonleh, Willie Hernangomez. Steven Adams, I want him back on the squad, but his cap hold is 40 mil. I had to let him go. Jeremy Grant dropped to 68 overall. I'm letting him go. Angel Delgado, I'm gonna let him go. We really don't need him. Bogey, Malik Monk, and Shaquille Harrison, those players are going to be restricted free agents. And Bradley Beal, I'm going to keep his cap hold, primarily because with his cap hold, I'll be able to go over the salary cap and be able to offer him a larger amount of money after I offer it to Paul George and Rudy Gobert. Let's see how it goes. So now we got a chance to meet with Paul George in the parking lot. While we meeting with players in the parking lot, 2K needs to change this. When scheduling meetings with players, we should not be doing deals in the parking lot. That's crazy right there. But nonetheless, Paul George wants a 4-year, $160 million deal. And that's kind of a lot of money. I'm not trying to give him all of that now. But if you guys know PS Compulsion, y'all would know that I'm cheap AF. So I'm offering him a $150 million deal for 4 years. Only 10 mil less. Come on, bro. You gotta accept that deal. Come play in Charlotte, bro. Come play with Bradley Beal and D'Lo. That's a big 3 right there. He said he's gonna think about it. I hope he makes the right choice. Up next, we got my son Rudy Gobert. He's looking for a 4-year, $144 million deal. That's kind of a lot of money for Rudy Gobert, in my opinion. He's almost 30 years old. I can't offer you 144, bro. Then I thought about it. I'm like, bro, we really need another star on this squad. I'm sorry, Rudy Gobert. I'm gonna offer you 140 mil. Only 4 mil less than what you wanted. He has to accept that deal, bro. He's an unrestricted free agent. Rudy, come play with us. Then last but not least, my son Bradley Beal. Man, he wants a 4-year, $135 million contract. He wants that max deal from us, and that's a lot of money. Bro, you gotta take that hometown discount, bro. Come on, do it for us. So I decided to offer him a $120 million deal, 4 years. Come on, bro, come back to Charlotte. If Bradley Beal leaves, I'm gonna be so upset, bro. But now here's where things get interesting, right? So If you played my league before and my GM in the past, normally when it comes to free agency or the free agency moratorium period, every single day of the free agency moratorium period or just regularly free agency, you have 3 players that you could offer deals per day. But for some reason, I did not see that on this My GM 2.0 series. I didn't see it nowhere in the menu saying that I only could go after 3 players. And normally once you go after a player or offer them a deal, then it goes down to 2 players, then 1 player, and then you have no more deals left for the day. And then you can't offer any more players contracts at all. But for some reason, that was not the case at all. Maybe it's because I have no players on my squad. I literally only have 2 players under contract, but I randomly clicked Donovan Mitchell, and it turns out I could offer him a deal. So on the first day of the free agency moratorium period, we could literally offer 4 players deals. That's amazing right there, bro. At first, I was just gonna walk away because I didn't want to offer Donovan Mitchell a contract based on the fact that he's a restricted free agent, but I decided to just offer him a contract anyways. We might as well see what happens. 4-year deal worth $103 million. And to make things even better, it seems like there's no cap on how many offers I could offer players during the first day of this free agency moratorium period. So I sat down and spoke to Steven Adams in my limo, doing a deal in my limo, but he wants a 3-year, $63 million deal. That's a pretty good deal for him. But you guys know how cheap I am. I offered him a 3-year, $50 million deal. Man said, hey, I'm gonna think about it. That's pretty good for Steven Adams. And then last but not least, I decided to offer a contract to Gordon Hayward. He wants a 2-year deal worth $14 million. I could get Gordon Hayward on the cheap. Somebody mentioned that in the last episode. I didn't even notice that Gordon Hayward actually wanted a low salary. I offered him this contract with no problem. Actually, I offered him a 2-year, $10 million deal, so that's $5 million per year. But for Gordon Hayward, that's a pretty good deal. Having him come off the bench behind a player like Paul George, that's lit. And then on the 3rd day of the free agency moratorium period, the day before free agency began, we got Paul George to agree to a deal. Bradley Beal agreed as well, Steven Adams and Gordon Hayward. So we got those 4 players, but I decided Gordon Hayward, I'm gonna decline his contract because I don't want him on the squad as yet. I want to really make sure that I lock down Paul George and Bradley Beal, because looking at the size of these contracts, I don't think I'm gonna be able to sign all 4 of those players at all. So Gordon Hayward, I had to check him off the list. And sadly, I had to do the same with Steven Adams. So Steven Adams and Gordon Hayward, I decided not to sign them. I had to make sure I got PG and Bradley Beal. I pressed start, and ladies and gentlemen, the contracts went through. We got ourselves a new big 3. And right after that, I got a whole bunch of people telling me task completed, task completed. Look at that, task completed. Mike D'Antoni is just hyped that we got rid of Bogey. Sadly, I had to clear the cap holes on everybody's contracts just to make the salary cap available to sign Paul George and Bradley Beal. That's the only downside to it, but we doing good right now. Or maybe not. Or maybe I really don't know, because right now we have no more cap space. We're under the cap by $1 million, and we only have a few players on our roster. We have our big 3 in Paul George, D'Angelo Russell, and Bradley Beal. And we also have Miles Bridges, who we picked up the team option on his contract. He wants to re-sign with our squad, but he wants $14 million. And that's not going to happen for someone with such a low overall. Only a 75 overall. Yeah, that's not going to happen, bro. So after the first day of free agency, I decided to sign Jordan Bell. He agreed to a deal, 74 overall. And this is the only downside to having a big 3 in Paul George, Bradley Beal, and D'Lo. They're all under like max contracts, so we have to go the rest of free agency with literally no money, and we can only sign players to minimum deals. But although we still didn't have a lot of money, we did manage to offer Gordon Hayward another contract, this time seeing if he would be able to sign with us, see if he'll be able to accept it. This time he said, nah, I accepted y'all before, y'all didn't want me before, so don't want me now. Gordon Hayward has decided to sign with the Houston Rockets, and that's a very good pickup for the Houston Rockets. That makes that team a lot more scarier, to be totally honest. I'm so upset we could not get him. We could have got him for literally nothing, bro. But continuing with free agency, we had to continue filling out our roster. We managed to re-sign Shaquille Harrison, got him to agree to a minimum deal. Same thing for Chris Boucher. I saw him play in real life, or I watch him play in real life all the time with the Toronto Raptors. He's pretty good. He's an excellent rebounder. A nice hustle player, could play some pretty good defense, so decided to bring him in. Then on day 5, we signed Gorgie Dang to a contract. Damian Lee, Justin Anderson, Yogi Ferrell, and Kendrick Nunn. A lot of these players, their overalls are not high at all, but they will be pretty decent coming off the bench. I wish their overalls were a little bit higher, but like I said, we have no money. We have to sign the best available, basically. And because we don't have Steven Adams or Willie Hernangomez, we don't have enough to offer them deals. John Henson, we had to sign him to a contract. And we also signed Myers Leonard and Luka Baumute. We needed some big men or players that could play the power forward position and the center position. Those are going to be our 2 weakest, positions on this squad. But Myers Leonard and Luka Baumute used to play for our squad before. Remember, when I first started this series, I think I had them, but I ended up trading them away for draft picks or somebody else. I don't know what happened with them, but they agreed to come back to the squad, so welcome them back. So now, ladies and gentlemen, free agency is over and all of our players are on the decline. This is not good at all, bro. Look at this. They really made Mygm 2.0 really hard. I clicked hard mode when I first started this series, and they are not lying. Look at the player progression. Everybody is on the decline. Paul George, D'Angelo Russell, Bradley Beal, our big 3 is on the decline. We need to hurry up and win the championship because 2K is trying to cheat us, bro. I mean, look at this. I'm going through the entire league and everybody is on the decline. All the big name stars, superstars in the NBA, they're on the decline. That is insane to see, bro. Look at this. James Harden on the decline, Russell Westbrook, Victor Oladipo, the list goes on. Devin Booker, how is he on the decline? Carl Anthony, bro, the list is going on and on and on. We need to win a championship soon before nobody in the NBA is good anymore. Continuing with free agency, All-Star Weekend next season is going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. Congrats to them. And when it comes to training camps, Mike D'Antoni came up to me and was like, bro, you got to send Chris Boucher to rebounding camp. I said yes, why not? I don't want to make the coach upset and have his morale go down. That's the last thing I need right now. Sent him to rebounding camp, and Chris Boucher, his stats went up for rebounding, defensive rebounding and offensive rebounding. His stats are beastly, bro. Sheesh. Then I had D'Angelo Russell go to perimeter defense camp because look at those defensive stats, bro. I thought it was a lot better than this. Those defensive stats are horrible. I'm sending him to perimeter defense training camp every single season, bro. At the end of every season, D'Angelo Russell, you're automatically going to work on your defense because that's no good at all. And I thought D'Lo's defensive stats were bad. Look at Miles Bridges. I'm sending him to perimeter defense camp every matter of fact, he's on a 1-year deal. I doubt he's going to re-sign with us. He wants 14 mil, and I'm not giving that to him at all. Maybe I will. I don't even know. But these defensive stats for Miles Bridges is horrible, bro. So now, ladies and gentlemen, looking at our roster, at the end of the offseason, we got Paul George, D'Angelo Russell, and Bradley Beal. That is our big 3. We signed Jordan Bell, Yogi Ferrell, John Henson. We still got Miles Bridges. We got Chris Boucher, Shaquille Harrison. We brought him back. Justin Anderson, I ended up bringing him back. Gorgie Dang, Myers Leonard, Kendrick Nunn, Damian Lee, and last but not least, my son Luke Baumute. He was on the squad before. So our squad actually is not looking too bad. At least our starting 5 is beastly. But the second unit, I'm not too sure about the second unit at all. Our second unit is trash, bro. We really need to improve on our second unit. So now the off season is over and we are getting ready for the new season. We made a splash in free agency. We got Paul George to sign with the squad. We got ourselves a big 3. Him with Bradley Beal, D'Lo, they're going to do good things. But now we have ourselves a huge problem. No, we have ourselves 2 huge problems, as a matter of fact. And those 2 problems are, first off, our second unit is trash. Coming off the bench, we have a lot of players in the lower 70s in terms of their overalls. And our bench unit is going to get smoked, which means Paul George, Bradley Beal, D'Lo, they're going to have to play some hefty minutes. And the more minutes they play, the more we risk them getting injured. And if one of those players get injured, we are not making it to the playoffs, bro. I'm just being totally honest with you. And if we do make it to the playoffs, we're not going far at all. And the next problem is the center position. all of the centers on our squad, it's not that they're trash, but they're very injury prone. Gorgie Dang, John Henson, those players are very, very injury prone, and we are going to have to find a trade for another center. The only problem with that is because literally our entire roster, except for 2 players in D'Angelo Russell and Miles Bridges, signed with us during the offseason, I have to wait until December 15th or January 15th to be able to trade them. And because I have to wait that long, I don't know how we're going to do at the beginning of the season, but I'm going to have to wait until that point of the season to trade any of those players. And we have 3 first rounders going into next season, which I'm going to have to trade during the trade deadline to make our team a win now team, because we really have players that can win right now on this squad. I feel like that big 3 is going to be perfect. Once we find ourselves a better center, we'll be perfectly fine. Hopefully those 3 picks are worth a lot by the time we get mid-season, January 15th, because I'm aiming on probably getting a player like Bam Adebayo or getting back Steven Adams. Even that would be extremely big. We need a big down low that could actually grab rebounds, and we don't really need him to score, but we just need a rebounder and someone that plays lockdown interior defense. We could really use a player like that. Maybe someone like Clint Capella could work as well. I don't know, but for right now, I feel like the Houston Rockets, we're going to be playing a lot of small ball. Maybe I should do that. Put D'Lo in the starting 5 with, well, he's already going to be in the starting 5, but have D'Lo in the starting 5 with Bradley Beal, Paul George, Miles Bridges, and maybe Jordan Bell. I don't know. Play some small ball. Maybe it could work, maybe not. I have no idea. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys think about our off-season moves, the players that we got. Tell me what you feel about this team and how I could properly improve it heading into next season. Thank you guys for making it to the end of this episode. If you didn't make it to the end of this episode, then I don't know what to tell you because you wouldn't be watching right now. But if you made it to the end of this episode, guess what? You are loved, you are appreciated, and best of all, you're the real MVP, bro. Really, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next episode. Leave those comments in the comment section below. This is the Prince of YouTube, signing out.